guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Life Project with Ifiansa. My name is Ifiansa. I just want to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for all the support. And if you are new here, I typically film about art, culture, and design. Okay. Now, I am a project manager and an interior designer. And in today's video, I am just going to take you through a couple of details to consider. Let's call them interior design details to consider during the construction phase. Okay. Now, here I'm just walking through. This is after the floor had been done. If you have watched last week's video, then you know that last week what we did was to make sure that all the doors, the windows, and stuff were at the right place. So this is me showing where I had marked for the windows to go. This is just so that there are no mistakes later. Those are some of the things that are hard to fix. You know, once mistakes are made and the windows at the wrong place, too late. Now, another thing are some of the details in the walls. Okay, so this is a closet, a walk-in closet. This little wall here wasn't meant to be there initially, but I thought if you want to be able to put shelves and stuff there, you might like that support. So we included that at that point. Now here I was working with the electrician and just making sure that all the electrical points were at the right place. And one thing I do want to say is that in Ghana we work with a lot of artisans, and I think it's really important that we work closely with them, because a lot of them have been working on a lot of construction projects and have just so much practical experience, you know. So sometimes you may feel like, oh, maybe you are educated in a certain area and you feel like you know better than them, but they have so much experience because they work on several projects in a month, in a year. They've worked with so many different types of materials and in this environment, and they know what works and what doesn't work. So for me, it's always been very useful to just really understand why they want to do things a certain way, you know. And if I think that the outcome is not going to benefit me or not going to benefit my project or my clients, you know, then we see how we can work around it. Let me let you just listen to some of the conversations that I was having with the electrician.
One or two. And then I have no fridge, washing machines.
So yeah, a lot of what I did was to just go around and make sure that what has been done on the floor plan is exactly what was being done in the physical space. Let me tell you how much you do not want mistakes. Like, some mistakes just end up costing you so much money. I think one of my regrets here is that I wish the porch door had been moved to the extreme right. I think that's the only mistake. I don't even want to call it a mistake because it's fine. On the floor plan, it's fine. I just wish that we had shifted that a bit to the side. But otherwise, everything else is fine. And I think that being able to walk through the actual space and try and imagine yourself living in the space makes it possible to make certain changes. Like right here, you know, you can put shelves there because now you have that support on that right side and the support on the left side, versus if that short wall wasn't there at all, you know, then I mean, you could still have shelves, but at least now it's there, you know. In this space that I'm in now, this is the bathroom. You know, you can put some shelves on the side there and maybe put some towels and stuff in there. You know, I was just trying to sort of imagine myself in the space and try and understand some of the things that we would need to consider. So here the client wanted to have like a long unit to be able to have clothes in, and also have like their entertainment unit. We know the bed is going to be on this wall at the back here. And if you remember last week, I talked about having the 2 windows on the side and side, and then having at least 6 feet in between so that your headboard has a wall to lay on. Yeah, so that's one of the things here. For instance, this is where I was talking about the door, which was initially in the middle but has now been shifted to the side. So if you are standing there and there is a sink or whatever, you don't have a door that's smacking you at the back because you are in the way of the door. Now the door swing can go towards the right, and no matter where you are standing in there, you will still be comfortable. This room here was an afterthought, but it's a wonderful idea because it can be used for a laundry room, it can be used for a study, it could be used for anything. This is where we had the L wardrobes, but we figured, why have the L? It takes up too much space. So yeah, in this space we were just trying to sort of think about what the layout of the room would be like, and that helps to determine where windows would go, where some of your switches should go, and things like that. Sometimes it just makes sense to put an outlet on every wall just so that it gives you the flexibility to change things in future. I always like to think ahead, because if you imagine that, I want to be able to move things around, you will prepare for that, and that allows you, the opportunity to be able to do that. In one of the videos, someone asked about the different types of iron rods. I have not forgotten about it. I will definitely talk about that in another video. I plan to bring an architect one of these days so that he can explain some of the structural elements that you have to consider. Okay, so in here we had the electrician just drilling where all the outlets would go. So for me, that was another important stage, to make sure that I was there for that, so that mistakes are not made once again. Guys, do you remember when I talked about the businesses that you can consider? Charcoal is one of them. You know how you go on a construction site and there are so many neem trees and stuff. Sometimes they are too big to just lift and take away. So someone actually came and asked if they could burn the neem tree for charcoal. Apparently each bag is worth almost 100 cedis, somewhere from like 70 cedis to 100 cedis for one bag of charcoal. By the time this person was done, she had about 6 to 7 bags of charcoal. I thought that was so interesting. I had never thought about that. Yeah, so that's one business idea you can think of. Okay, so here is where some of the outlets are going. The electrician had put an outlet, a switch there, and I thought, no, let's move it to the entrance so you are not like when you walk in, if you want to put artwork or you want to put something else on that wall, you can do that rather than having outlets or switches on every wall everywhere. This is where we thought to put the ones for the main living room. The electrician wanted to put it at the end, but I thought, I explained to him that if it's at the end and you walk into the space and the space is dark, that means you have to walk across the room to turn on the light. So sometimes you have to literally walk through the space with them so they can live in it and understand why you want to make certain decisions. So where the AC where all the outlets will go on the in the kitchen. This is the kitchen, so you want to have switches on the higher side of the wall, just so that you can plug your microwave, your kettle, things like that. And then this is where the distribution box would go underneath the stairs, so it makes it possible to at least cover it so it's not in the way. Guys, so for this video, I think that's pretty much it. I just thought this should be a pretty quick video, just showing you some of the last things that I did with the workers on site. I think the next stage for this project is the roof. That's another very expensive stage, but yeah, I'll try and show you that process and some of the decisions that were made before we went ahead to do that because of the prices of things now. Some of the plans that we had at the beginning of the project, as I said, I'm a project manager, so we try to forecast what things will be like and try and plan what the whole project would look like, how much it's going to cost, how many workers we'll need, when certain things will be done. But the economy has not allowed us to go according to plan. For the most part, we've done a lot of things according to plan, but in other areas, we've had to improvise a bit, and the roof is going to be one of those where we have to think of the best solution so that the building is complete enough that it doesn't destroy the blockwork that has been done. So those are some of the things that we have to think about. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe so you can see my videos next week. Next week, I plan to show a kitchen project that I did for a brick house in Mampong. Yes, guys, it's a very exciting project that I'm currently working on. The kitchen is complete now, and I can't wait to show you and walk you through what that process was like as well. So definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you see it when I post that video. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. All right, love you and leave you. Bye.